to roll with it RPG. Tonight we are playing Vampire: The Dark Ages. Uh, Welcome back if you're rejoining us, and hello, welcome for the first time. Uh, so where we left off, the group had finally regathered in Dragomir's clinic. There was lots of distrust over the new gentleman Destan, who had found his way to the clinic himself. Uh, some shenanigans involving attempting to fix a door. Uh, Victor, uh, Casper's retainer, decided he was going to try to pull a bit of a power move and got himself put back into his place and gained a second level blood bond to Casper, making him more subservient than he would normally be. Uh, there was lots of discussion on what to do next, where to go next, what to do with the torpid Tiffany as she lay there in the room next to them as they talked. It was ultimately decided that they would take up an offer made by Dastan to have her taken to one of his brothels for safekeeping until other arrangements could be made, or maybe make that the only arrangement. A plan was made to split up. So Oliver and Dragomir were going to go talk to Aisha, inspect the well, and then eventually go talk to the well cleaner. Destan and Casper decide to go check out this exclusive library that only talks to or only caters to people of wealth or clergy. And lastly, Asmodeus has decided to go after a fellow Nosferatu by the name of Ranulf, someone they've talked to before, who knew about Fives and Fives' comings and goings, but uh, wouldn't share until given payment. At the time, he chose more tasty information, something just as equally intriguing as this mysterious Fives. So, that's where we'll pick up in Dragomir's Clinic. All right, so you guys are ready to head out. I believe Dragomir and Oliver were going to stay behind for when the people from the brothel come to get Tiffany. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All righty. Right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Me?
Everybody.
Oh, I wanna.
You're
I
literally
wanna.
a bunch of guys.
I wanna
Alright.
wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna head to my brothel, I guess, and
Okay.
mark where this street is, so that I can accurately give description of where they need to come to.
Gotcha. Okay.
I shall accompany.
Going to see Ranulf.
Well, I know where their destination is. Where are you going to try to find Villeneuve from?
Um, the sewers.
You're going to check out the sewers?
Yep.
Okay.
I'd say after being here this long, I'd probably know where a gather. Maybe not him particularly, but where Nosferatu gathered.
You do know
If I'm correct.
there are two locations where Nosferatu gather in the city. Well, or more around the city. There's one group that is led by Kothar that you know of. That all live in a dump far outside the city walls. But you also know there's a subgroup that don't associate with Kothar that live within a cistern beneath the city.
That is where I will head.
Okay. Give me. Where are you? There you are. So I can look at your sheet. Properly give you this. and a survival intelligence roll.
Would keen memory play a part?
Yes.
Standard difficulty?
Yeah. Standard difficulty 6.
3 successes.
Success. You okay? That's you used a specialty, so technically that is 4 successes.
The
You have
one,
a 10.
he has a 1 though. It takes away 1.
Yeah. Well, still.
3 successes.
Okay, so that would make 3, yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's right.
You have no problems finding a way into the cistern from this side of the city wall. There are several gated culverts that definitely lead into this section of the slums, washing all of Jerusalem's waste past the poor. You know where one is loose enough to maneuver about. It's usually done by Paul, or has been when you needed to go in or out
Rub
this
it
way
in.
the past. I'm not rubbing it in. You have a strength of 1.
That's why Paul. That's why I have a ball.
So you're gonna need to try to open the grate. It'd be an athletics strength roll. It is quite heavy. Let me look up the weight difficulty. My brain wants to say 7. But it's not always right. Do with that statement as you guys will. It's not there.
It again.
Yes. It, yeah. We'll go with 7 for now.
Okay.
Instead of slowing him down while I continue to search.
1 success.
All right. You give it all your might to give it the proper twist, and you're able to pull it towards yourself. But as soon as you get it out, it kind of starts to want to roll on its own, and you end up being forced to drop it there outside its cubby. But you have no problem opening the grate itself and having an entryway into the waterways and sewerways beneath Jerusalem.
I'll climb on down.
All right, give me another. Give me a perception survival roll, because it is dark beneath, and you don't have a light source with you at the moment, but you have memory on your side. I will allow you to make the roll with a bonus of 1, because you've done this several times in the past.
Okay.
The difficulty will be 8, however, because it is very dark.
Gotcha. Hero.
You make it about 10 feet, maneuvering into this entryway and slam right into a very slimy wall.
Can't
How
get
about
any
if-
uglier, so.
How about if I use my heightened senses? Would that help?
That should have been. Yeah, that's already in there.
Oh, okay.
You have a perception of 3 stat wise, but on the roll it says 5, so it's already been added in.
Oh, oh. All right. Well,
You can make another attempt. The difficulty will not change.
I shall do that then. Still a bonus.
Yes. I found the weight chart, and I called it proper.
Hey.
It's a 7.
Hey, 1 success.
That is
Barely.
that's all you really need. Is 1 success, unless it's contested. So yeah, you're able to strain your eyes to do it, but the little bit of light that comes in from the outside allows you to make your way around down the tunnel a bit more until you start to lose it. But then you can pick up the little torch, like little glints of torchlight in the distance, the occasional candle that's been placed along the route to help guide those through that haven't learned the ability to see in the dark yet, and you find your way into a fairly large cistern beneath the city. There are many ways that have been purposely blocked off. The giant Roman pillars that have been placed in to help set up this water source has many helps create this wide cavern area, but there's also the different entrances on the sides for sewage and water runoff to make it the water to make here and the rest to go elsewhere. But there are several natural openings that are along the right of you that have been built off with stoneworks that are more modern. The stonework itself is not great craftsmanship, but there's no water staining or age damage on any of the stones. And there are a few of them have brass signings, other have wood signings hanging up on them. There's different languages across the board, but all of them basically read "keep out." There are Gould dogs that patrol those entrances, walking back and forth, along with like a beastmaster, a keeper up there that watches them and guides their movements. And you feel watched by anyone currently in the cistern as soon as you enter. The paranoia of the Nosferatu clan is currently focused in on you.
I will pull back my hood far enough where they can see my face
Okay.
to tell I am a Nosferatu also.
So you claim.
Yeah.
You're just ugly, man.
Yeah. And I will just walk up to the first one I see.
Okay. It's the first person you come across isn't It appears to be someone's retainer, not a full blown Nosferatu. You do know that uh, the imbibing a particular clan's blood long enough tends to pass on a small portion of that clan's curse, as it were, if they have one. So the gentleman you find has some boils that seem to be like unnaturally placed on his face, like they're black boodle sized uh, boils, but those should be down further on the body. But they're on his side of his face, and one of his eyes has begun to bulge, kind of Igor esque, and he
Okay.
goes wide eyed and cowers a little bit in your presence, and like angles his body away from you while still looking at you. You've not seen him before. I mean, you're the second most numerous clan in the city, so it's not likely you wouldn't have met everyone involved, right? So he's looking at you, awaiting whatever you might say or do to him, since you are very tall when you're not trying to hide.
I'll just kind of lean down a little bit. Ranoof.
Right? Let me see if he knows who you're talking about.
Soon tight.
That might be the response, yeah. All right, I will use this guy's stats. He shakes his head like he has no idea what you're saying.
Where's your master? Take me to him.
Follow me. He's walking purposely slow, trying not to make it look like he's walking slower than he should. There's like a forced limp to his gait. It's something he's either practiced to keep up certain appearances, or it's something he's doing just to slow you down. But you can
Is
tell
this something I would be able to tell?
you can tell he's doing it on purpose. Like there's a definite difference between a natural limping walk.
He's not a very good actor.
Yeah.
Got it. I'll humor him for a second.
Okay.
And then I'll say, let's move. In a little more forceful tone.
All right. Make an intimidation manipulation roll.
Three successes.
That's pretty good. All right. Let's see here. Sorry, I have to open up document. Give me a moment.
Jeez.
I know. I have so many things I have to have on here to do stuff. Not only one screen, so
Get good, scrub.
Someone's not getting experience.
taking away some XP tonight, giving it to everybody else. You can have his lost XP, Doug.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem
Sounds fair.
fair.
Yeah. He doesn't come across afraid, but you get the feeling that he gets this treatment a lot and just instantly obeys at that tone, tenor, and physicality that you put forth to him. And he leads you to what appears to be like the mockery of a prince's court. There is a series of makeshift walls that kind of force you down a bit of a hallway and then open up into a throne room, as it were. The throne itself is a broken chair atop a small pile of detritus and debris that has been collected. There are nice looking stolen like sheets or draperies that have been laid across the pile of trash, but it's kind of hard not to notice the occasional bit of junk sticking up out of it, or the fact that it doesn't flow naturally like if it were on a hill. Parts of it like jut up in areas. And there is a gentleman, from what you can tell, his deformities must be hidden beneath his clothing while he sits, because his face looks almost pristine. He has a short, squared, trimmed beard, long hair that he wears upon his shoulders. It's peppered gray, like there's streaks of some gray to it. So he was obviously older when he got embraced, but he sits there. He has no other attendants or ghouls near him. And the one you've been following says, our leader, Ephraim. You may make an intelligence check. Like, just click your intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
Should if it doesn't, never mind. Just straight intelligence. I don't know what my brain was doing.
4 successes. 9876.
You do know of Ephraim. Ephraim is the childer of Kothar, the leader of the group of Nosferatu that live in the dump outside the city. You don't know why they split, where it went to being a full cohesive Nosferatu clan to 2 separate clans here in Jerusalem, but there are the sewer and then the dump Nosferatus. Like Kothar, Ephraim sees himself as to be the one who's truly in charge. Not that pompous ass of Ventru that is topside. However, no one except the sewer Nosferatu treat him that way. And the sewer Nosferatu are much smaller, less numerous collection compared to the double digits you have for the dump Nosferatu, the ones you have interacted with the most, ones you might consider yourself part of, considering you live at the surface, but not with them.
Yeah.
You know he's old. You know he is powerful. And you also know the DM has not filled out any of his ability.
Contested rolls. Contested rolls.
He has like 12 dice. It's crazily. It's weird.
I have that stuff. Just don't do anything that makes me go, okay, I need to use a discipline.
I'll walk in and I'll just kind of nod my head, like lower my head, like mighty Ephraim.
You see a grin come off his face. His smile starts to betray another one of his deformities. It is far larger than it should be. When his like it's almost like his mouth splits, but is hidden beneath the beard.
Like a flip top head.
A bit, yeah. Very South Park Canadian.
Ah,
Terrence and Phillip?
Yeah. I come seeking information, brother.
Did you bring me anything? Hello. Hello.
A crazy cat in the background.
Thank you. Yes.
Kaiju battle.
I hope not. I know. So, did you bring me anything? A gift? Payment, maybe, for whatever you wish to ask?
Possibly, if you are for an exchange of information.
Information for information.
Or, what do you desire?
I mean, if you're willing to give me what I desire, I'm willing to take that as payment. Are you prepared to do whatever I wish?
I did not make that promise.
Yes.
I merely asked.
Desire. Depending on the information you wish will determine what I ask.
That is fair. I am looking for Renus.
Well, Noof, he's like you. He goes back and forth. Doesn't call any allegiance to anyone down here. Why would I know where he's at?
You must know of things that happen. So I figured I would visit you first.
Okay. Make a manipulation ass kissing roll. So either expression or subterfuge, whether you're, or actually manipulation etiquette, because you're trying to ask someone that thinks they're important. It'll be contested. So versus however many successes I have versus you will be the
Would
ultimate.
well-reasoned play a part?
Yes. Yes, well-reasoned would.
All right. Ouch. Zero successes.
I'm not going to roll then.
I don't think you have to.
If he botches, though.
Well, that's true.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. Good call. All right. He did not botch.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Sorry you weren't rolling against Dragomir.
You're not wrong that I know what happens. You are wrong, however, how much I care about the insignificant.
That's fair.
Now, I can easily find out where he is. But in order for you to get that, I'm going to require a favor, a small one, for any point in the future when I might need something. Will not ask you to do anything dangerous to your person.
Okay. I only ask that it not be dangerous not only to my person, but my companions as well.
No deal. If you don't want them to be put in danger, do it yourself. Thus, you are the one being asked the favor.
It has been nice speaking with you, Ephraim. And I do appreciate you even offering the deal. Let me think on it.
If you leave the sister, the deal's off the table.
Understood.
But until either you leave or you return, take all the time you need.
Fair enough.
And with that, he smiles wide, and you can see the split as it forms rows of jagged teeth, like a shark's mouth. But each row is set off, so they interlock when they're closed, recreating that jawbone that should be there, but it obviously isn't anymore.
Nice.
All right. Let's move to the others who weren't waiting. That would be a Casper and a Destin. So you're heading to your lower brothel, correct?
That is correct, because that's the closest one here.
All right. It's not a long walk, but it does take some time. 15, 20 minutes. And you, the two of you arrive at a house of ill repute with the name Ancient Den upon its sign.
I will just simply walk straight in.
There is music and laughter. You can hear a myriad of people coming from the inside as he enters through the door.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted. I did want to ask before we leave.
Okay.
I will look at what is his name again? Oliver Adamos.
Dragomir's mine, Oliver's Rainman's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look at Oliver. She is your sister?
Wait, are you still at his place?
Yes. So I'm
Oh,
backing
okay.
up. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm backing up just slightly.
Yeah.
I quit
I meant to-
listening, and then you backed up on me, I guess.
Yeah. You're fine.
Cousin.
Before we leave, cousin, does she have any feeding requirements?
No. What do you mean?
Any distastes?
Oh, I don't know.
Fair enough then. That's it. That's all I wanted. So I'll head out then from there. I just wanted to make sure whether or not I had to avoid something.
Yes. Okay, so back to the entrance. Destin strolls on in.
I'm gonna walk right in like I belong there with him.
It's not exactly like a jumping place, but it does seem adequately busy. There are man, what are they called? The couches where you're made to lean instead of just sit.
Shays.
Shays. Thank you. There are several of those arranged along the main room as you enter. There's a counter as if this were once a traditional inn, because there's old pegboards and an office door behind the counter. There's a very lovely woman standing there. She smiles brightly at Destin when he walks in. There, Destin. There you see Victoria standing.
Victoria, my love, you look radiant today.
Kaiju battle. How would you describe Victoria?
She is of more European descent.
Light skin, dark
Light
hair.
skin, dark hair. Yep. She'd be considered beautiful. Within the circle that she's in, I guess. Yeah. Actually, she'd probably be more of a Celtic, so she'd probably have more of a reddish tint to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
A fellow redhead, eh?
Destin, it's so good to see you. You've only been gone since you checked in a few hours. What brings you back?
Yes, I have a task for you and for Jasmine as well.
Oh,
Let us go to let's go to our office.
okay. And then Casper walks in and she goes, "Oh, okay."
We're just gonna continue following like behind him and until he like tells me to stop following him.
Nope, you're good. You can follow us right in. He
Just
won't
gonna-
say. Yeah.
She bows at you and says, "Through the door. You're going to have an amazing time."
He's not here for that.
Oh. Oh. Well, I can get you a beverage anyways.
Oh, that would be lovely.
So the door behind her leads into almost a traditional like merchant's office. A nice thick desk, bookshelf with the records that have been kept of all the interactions, all the customers. There's a chest with a fairly sizable lock for any type of confiscated goods, or maybe even the like cash purse for the night's earnings to be kept. There's a lovely ornate Constantinople rug, and there's a very large like Shea bed combo in the room with lots of pillows and decorations. There's a table with assorted alcohols on it, a wine, a clear spirit of some sort.
I'll go up to my desk and pull out some paper.
Okay.
And inkwell. And until she comes in, I'll start writing some stuff down on it.
You hear her call someone over, and you catch the "I need you to stay here." Destin has a task for me. And then after that, she walks to the door, and it's closed behind her.
I have a task I would like you to perform of the utmost importance.
Okay.
There is a old clinic, and I'll describe where it's at. In this old clinic, there is a woman who is in a catatonic state right now. With the linen cart, go and fetch her discreetly, bring her in through the back, and settle her into a secured area. I would like you to then, as I finish writing, give this letter to Jasmine and have her retrieve this lady, Tiffany, and take her to her establishment for further safety.
I can have someone do that. That's not a problem. Is there nothing else you need of me?
Not right now. Maybe later.
Okay. Well, before I head out, is there anything I can get for you?
I need some. I just look. Give me some coins. I'm going to visit somebody.
Not a problem. And your large friend?
Do you partake in the? I look at him. Do you partake in the finer things of life?
Just an ale would be nice. I'm quite parched.
She looks at Deston for a minute. You get the it's the is he mortal or is he a vampire look on her face?
He is one of us, or he is one of me.
So just a nail?
Yeah, just a nail.
Okay. I will have someone bring that in, and I will take the message. As she does, she unhooks a key hidden beneath one of the folds in the fabric of her dress, and she hands you the key to the chest. Destin.
I'll open it and take out. I don't know. What would I assume a payment to this guy would be for entry?
Give me a. Sorry, let me close this up. I need to open your sheet. A wits. Ooh, a commerce wits roll. Two successes. You know that with your current dress and just a couple newer coins, it doesn't have to be any actual worth, just something new, suggesting that you have easy access to money, will get you through the door without any problem.
Okay, I'll grab a small handful of the newer coins then.
Okay.
And I'll lock it back up and hand her the key.
Thank you. And she heads out. You hear her tell one of the girls to get an ale, which is followed by she's busy, and she then tells one of the guys to go get an ale. And you can hear her exit through the front door. A couple of moments later, a fairly large, barely dressed, good-looking man comes through the door, and a glass in one hand and the bottle in the other, and he asks if you want it in the glass or in the bottle.
Oh, no need to dirty an extra dish. We'll just take the bottle from him.
Okay. Well,
I'll just drink it all really quick. I'll be like, and then hand it back to him.
he takes it. He's like, I'm not sure how to process that. And just kind of turns and leaves.
I like a Casper. Shall we?
Yeah. There's a lot of barely dressed people in this tavern.
Well, it is a brothel. So a place of pleasure.
Oh, I thought it was just a bar.
It has a bar, but no.
Ah, I missed some information somewhere. Yes, we should go.
As you leave the office, you notice that the room goes around, and there must be more than just these few seating out in the front. So you're off to this library then? Which one
Yes.
of you would like to make a survival wits roll to try to recall if you've ever heard of this place? Since no one asked Dragomir where it was.
You said I knew where it was when I was.
Yep. All right. I'm sorry. You're
I
on
mean,
track.
because it was like one of the two places I had to choose to go to, and I chose to go to Brother Bernard's instead.
You're right. Man, that was 3 games ago. And I just started taking proper notes last game, so that would be why I messed that up. Okay. No roll needed. It's near it's near the central marketplace to Jerusalem. So it's along the road that cuts directly from the Damascus Gate to the Dung Gate to the south. It's secluded. It's the entryway is in a small alleyway off of it, but that door is obviously connected to a much larger, like, private establishment. A building worth of 2 stories, and they're similar to what you've seen before, Casper, when you went to go try to pick up Tiffany at one point with Dragomir. There are guards outside this hidden library doorway, whereas before it was the place you had been out in the open along like main street. There are 2 very well armed and armored gentlemen standing outside the doorway, and both of them initially give you both the look of, do you know where you're at? Before it registers, they're looking at someone who's very finely dressed and a monk. So there's that moment of realization for one says, I'll go in and get him. And then says, stop right there, and holds up his hand as he reaches for a key ring on his belt. But he does not go any further unless you stop.
I'll stop.
Well, it'd be rude not to.
He bows his head and says thanks, takes out the keys, unlocks the door, closes it behind him, and you hear it lock again from the other side. Followed by a loud like kathunk, the sound of something heavy hitting 2 things at the same time. And there's 10, 20 minutes pass, and then you hear do you both have aspects?
I do not.
I have aspects. Yes.
Okay, Descent, you hear from the inside a very angry what you're assuming is German, just spouting what could only be obscenities at this guy. It goes on for a couple minutes, this ranting. It stops, and then you hear a sliding noise of something like rubbing against the back of the door. And then the unlock, and the gentleman comes out, and he adjusts his tunic a little bit and says, Master Gerhardt will be down in a few moments.
Thank you, my son.
I just nod.
He is not used to guests coming so late. So please forgive his lack of candor. Please. And the door is pushed open for the two of you to enter. The entryway into the library is fairly minuscule. It's very similar to what would be like a modern mudroom. There's bench, a place to put shoes and hang like a dirty cloak. There's a bucket that looks like it was recently filled with water, but hasn't had anything in it for an hour, maybe longer. Just a little residue of wet sitting in the bottom of it. From there, it opens into a long 2-story room. There are a few chairs that seem to be strategically placed at different sections of the room to sit and read. There is a table space by each chair is near a thick leaden glass window, something that would be very expensive at this time, so that natural light can be used during the day. And there are a few mostly unused candles sitting next to each chair and table. And there is a door next to the stairs that lead up to the second level that opens up, and a gentleman in a nice sleeping robe comes in. He's tying it off around himself to make it more presentable, and he says, without looking, he says, "What could you possibly want now?" Oh, I'm so sorry. I rarely have such obviously cultured guests come. It's always some local vagrant pretending to be of importance, flashing coin where it does not match their clothing, or that irritating false priest Bernardus and his monks. It is so good to see you. My name is Jurgen. How may I help the two of you? Please, let me know. I can guide you through my glorious collection.
What a collection it is indeed. We were just hoping to peruse it for a bit. For you must remember to employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writing, so that you shall come by easily what others have labored hard for.
Yes, that is exactly what this is for.
I'm just gonna look at Destin to see if he has anything to say.
He does not.
What can I and my collection do for you, gentlemen?
We were looking for, and remind me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking internally, we were looking for cultism works of writing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's stuff. I believe it was has to do with the well and all the weird dreams and stuff like that.
we are in search of some writings on cultism. Stemming around the well.
Well, you've come to the right place. That is not that specific thing, but a cult. The strange, the unrecorded. That is what I collect. The tales, the whispers. Someone has written them down at some point, and I have gathered as much as I can here.
So we were told that you were had one of the finest libraries around. So
Well, you're not wrong. So you're looking for information on a well.
to start, yes.
Okay. Well, follow me upstairs. I believe I have things on wells up there. All right. So he leads you to the section he thinks that you've requested. And he says these are the books that I have on wells, both here and abroad. And he points to a small shelf among many in the stack of books.
I'm just gonna like head over that way as if that was an open invitation to just go look at them.
It was. It was. All right. So I would like, since for you two, doing your research, to make a one of three: a history, academics, or theology roll with intelligence. Your difficulty will be 4.
History.
Academics or theology with your intelligence.
I don't see history. I see academics and theology.
Okay. That would be because I'm reading from a 2nd edition book. The adventure is quite old, and I've had it a while.
No, that's fine.
So it'd just be academics or theology then.
You said intelligence as well?
Yep.
Would book knowledge, specialty help with that?
Yeah, it would help you quickly navigate the options on hand.
You said normal difficulty?
It's 4. Difficulty
4.
is 4.
Gotcha.
I have a kaiju battle going on over here.
I got 6 successes.
Nice. And 3, 4. Dastan. He has a lot of information on different wells, just as he said. None go heavily on to Hezekiah as well, the one you've been looking for. A few do talk about the well tender, like the only thing associated with the well. A man named Adoniah. Tales of him pop up in your research going back centuries. A few of them mention the well only briefly, and then just delve deep on to who that gentleman might be. Some people thinking he's the wandering Jew, others that he might be wow. Some sort of ancient mage or some sort of shape-shifting creature. A few think he might be Judas himself. Like he comes up the most, those odd little bits. A few things lead you towards the crusade and how there was a lot of the first crusade, how there was a lot of superstition after the sacking of Jerusalem on how if you drank too freely from the well waters across the city, you would become a monster of some sort, craving the flesh of like your neighbor, being more drawn to activity within the early dawn or early evening, hiding in the shadows. But there's no real support to that being like the case. That's just collected rumors around that age and Wells in general. If you were to follow that further, you might find other things, but that's what you get out of your little well selection.
Is the guy like hanging out there while we're reading through books, or did he go back to do what he was doing?
He is not hanging out. While you were searching through the books, he left. He does return with a bottle of wine, a couple low glasses, since the wine glass hasn't been invented yet. A few like very quickly put together like charcuterie board. It's got a couple chunks of cheese and like a thing of grapes on it and a couple apples that he sliced a little, but like that's all he has at this time. And he sets it on the table that's near the section. He says, "My cooking staff is gone home for the evening. This is the best I can provide for you while you indulge your thirst for knowledge."
Oh no, this is lovely. Thank you.
Quite gracious of you.
Thank you. Just
More
remember,
than enough.
wonder is the beginning of wisdom, and I'm wondering how this tastes. I'm gonna take a piece. Oh, delightful.
Okay, please give for me an expression charisma roll. The difficulty will be 7 because that joke was awful.
It wrecked me. Oh, it did not land. But technically, it wasn't a joke. It was Socratic wisdom, but you know.
It was delivered humorously. See,
No, it was not. Apparently.
that's clever. I'll be downstairs at one of the tables. I'll be reading myself. If you need any assistance, don't be afraid to ask me. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, also, in case your time here runs long, I do have one of the few private privies in the city. So if you need to use it, and then he gives you directions to the bathroom.
Before he leaves, I'll ask him if he has. Do you have any books pertaining to streets filled with blood?
Oh, the taking of the city. Yes, I have very large collection involving the wondrous array of odd and unusual that occurred during that time. It's downstairs, however. I can show you if you wish.
I will head there. I look at.
Yeah. I'm gonna mup it with him because that sounds like it seems like we've kind of run our course here.
Give me the same roll again of the academics or theology, intelligence, difficulty 4. It's really nice having a guy who has a collection of everything you need to know. Nice.
4 successes.
My bad luck was because I touched some of Pat's journals last time.
Yes.
I did not touch anything of his this time.
All right. So I've got a little something to read for you. The weeks of blood are something of a legendary mystery among both Canaanite and mortals. Certainly, the bloodshed of the city's sacking is often the subject of myth. But this massive, uncontrolled slaughter in the year 1099 holds a special place in the annals of brutality. The leaders of the assault on the holy city were surprised by the lack of resistance within, but before the armies had taken 10 paces within the walls, the men went into a blood frenzy, something that sounds very familiar to the both of you. Recently familiar to Casper, like within the last year or so, having witnessed a blood frenzy. The destruction was massive and spared no one. Men, women, children, all fell to the sword, regardless of faith, age, or station in life. In the end, much of the city was destroyed, while those who survived, along with the generals who had not entered, were left amid knee-high piles of corpses, wondering what scourge had befallen them and Jerusalem. The madness itself has never been explained. Since then, many of the residents of Jerusalem have been plagued with nightmares and strange visions of blood, dreams similar to those that you had the night before. Although their dreams are not limited to the Canaanite residents of the city, the mortals have, for the most part, passed them off as simply the spirits of the dead returning to give them nightmares upon anniversaries of the slaughter itself. Let's see, is that all? Yes, that is what you get from the collection of stuff on the slaughter.
After all of that, how much time are we looking at?
A few hours to
Okay.
find all of it. A full bound collection like this would be hard to come by. So all the subjects would be heavily condensed into areas for easy access and finding. So it reduces the amount of time you'd have to search the whole thing to get
Okay.
everything.
And all our extra successes lower that time, right?
Well, they would if we were playing like a Modifius game.
Dang.
We're not.
Do you have anything as we finish this? Interesting. Do you have anything in regards to a lily in the center?
Let me think.
I think that was part of my dream, if I wrote my notes right.
It was. I have something. It's not a lot. A journal, a singular one. Let me grab it for you. He walks down to the other end of the room, does a quick scan over the books, and grabs a thin. It's not leather bound. It looks like it's old, like wood cover with string holding it together.
Okay. 1 second, if you don't mind.
Sure, yeah. You don't get this information because you
Ah.
didn't ask.
Ah,
Yeah. Bah.
Sorry about that.
All good. It's all good. So yeah, it's 2 wooden slats and some string or twine as the binding on this. And I've not found anyone willing to rebind these, but they're the remains of a journal that I found in my scouring of the city. Do be careful. The pages are very fragile, and well, let's just say I'm not entirely sure ink was used in writing this book. And he hands over this very thin. You can see one of the pages on the inside is kind of starting to come out of it, since it's just really roughly bound. He hands it over. He says, I had to do that myself. No one is willing to take on the work of binding that for me.
oh, you have binding need, you say? Well, I kind of wander over like, you need binding work? I just might know a guy.
I would gladly accept some assistance getting this work taken care of. Please, oh, I have failed. I just realized I don't know either of your names.
I do a bow. I am the Stan.
I
Stan.
I am Magnus. Hold on. Magnus Ulrich.
All right, let me. Jurgen
And I
needs to
am
make-
Destan Martel. Von Liechtenstein.
Oh, I am uh, blessed with prestigious guests. Thank you both for coming. I am so sorry that it's been lackluster. Well, with the exception of minor literary enlightenment.
Oh no. I always love to see rare works in need of work on them.
Yes. Perhaps you would like to join me in a more opportune time. I would love to give you the proper welcome and showing of what is to offer here, of course.
Yes, we must do that sometime.
If you leave your address with one of my men out there, I can have them contact you. I'll have my people call your people,
Yeah.
but medieval. Yes, do you know a bookbinder? None in the city are willing to touch it.
Really, I dabble myself. I have done much bookbinding as a hobby through my travels. You know, when you read your favorite book over and over, you must do work to keep it in good condition.
Is a skill I'd wish I picked up for that very reason. What I've done is crude but working.
Is the next time I come by, if you have any materials, I could see what I could do to help you out rebinding this or any other rare tomes you might need some help with.
I will remember your kind offer, sir, and have it ready and waiting. Now, I will leave you to your reading. Once again, the pages are very fragile, and I'm fairly certain it was not written with ink. Me heads to the away and leaves you guys to this sad Charlie Brown Christmas tree of a book.
I will carefully read through it, passing it over to Casper afterwards.
Paging through it, the paper is it's not it's not like a vellum. There's no leather feel to it. It is thick, but it's not like any mash based paper. It feels like it was woven. There's a scent of ages to it, like this thing is far older than what might be written on it suggests. A lot of uh, old scrolls were rewritten over on other things, and you get the feeling that what you're looking at paper wise is probably like a papyrus that's been reused. There is a scent of oils and blood to the pages themselves. Every time you move one just to turn it, the scent hits your nose fairly strongly, as if it's clinging tight to the information written on it, purely olfactorily. There we go. It reads as someone's journal of events, and it might have belonged to a crusader. He talks about being with some unique individuals who specialized in non-traditional combat. Something that the author finds distasteful, simply because the circumstances in which they're forced to do it, and it quickly begins to dawn that this is probably of vampires, and it is rare for a vampire to use blood as their writing material. So, would you please make a occult intelligence roll, Dastan, as you page through it? The difficulty will be 7. Which, okay, Casper. Before I describe what occurs via the botch, would you please make a alertness perception roll? Two. Okay. As Destan's flipping through the small number of pages, he what starts as like a quick passover type of read, his eyes start to become really drawn to the pages. He gains that look of like someone zoning out, as if he's no longer paying attention to the world around him, and he begins to turn one of the pages, but since he's not fully into whatever's causing him to delve into this book, he turns one of the pages very roughly, and it begins to tear off the rough stitching that they've been put in. And as it tears, there is a howl, like a moan of distress that fills the room, which is followed by a yelp of fear from down the other end of it, as Jurgen startles and knocks himself over in the chair.
Look, grab his hand. We're like wave my hand in front of his face.
As soon as you grab him and go to check if he's all conscious, Destin, you feel like you've been reading this small tome for hours. It feels like plenty of time has passed, but at the same time, there's a gut feeling that nothing has really passed. It's a feeling I'm quite familiar with. That time doesn't fly when you're dazed and not paying attention.
What is going on?
You look like you got tired and started to fall asleep and while reading that book.
Oh my god, he gives hints like Kerr.
I will step back from the book a step.
All right.
I just have like a mildly concerned look on my face.
Jurgen doesn't seem to be making any noises or movements from the other end of the room. Just seems to be, from what you can tell by looking down there, just laying in his toppled over chair.
I'm gonna go check on him.
Yeah. All right.
I will regather myself.
Okay. No roll necessary for that one. But I do need a medicine intelligence roll for Casper.
Those successes.
He's knocked himself out. Like he hit the start push back in the chair, had him hit the stone floor hard enough that he just knocked himself unconscious.
Like when you tip too far back in a chair, basically what he did. Oh, well, I'm gonna pick him up and put him on one of the the like you said there's like chairs everywhere. If there's one that's like kind of a lounging style, I'm gonna set him on that.
There's no lounging style, but there's like an armed chair you can easily
Yeah.
put it in.
I'm gonna put him in that.
Okay.
Like check to see if he like bashed his brains out, like nothing leaking out the back.
Your roll was good enough to know that he just didn't do enough damage. He'll have a bruise, maybe a small cut, but nothing to
Okay.
really worry about. He'll be fine. He'll just have a massive headache in the morning.
All right. I'm gonna go back to the other end. Be like, are you sure you're feeling all right?
You can make an occult intelligence roll.
Ooh.
To try to figure out what just happened.
Difficulty 6.
7.
7. Gotcha. 1 success.
You can't claim it for certain, but you do know that the Cappadocians make contracts with blood-based magics that bind spirits to places or objects, and it's possible that these fragments are what's left of one, maybe, or what's left of the object the thing was bound to, and it's most likely his zoning out was like a defense mechanism for the object being forced on him by an otherworldly spirit.
Gotcha. I'm gonna do the old like check to see if he can follow my finger, and like maybe you should I'll take it from here. You don't look like you're feeling so well.
It was a unpleasant experience.
Yes, I believe he would agree with you.
By all means.
Well, I'll pick up where he left off. I was like just reading over his shoulder.
Okay. Eventually it gets to a point where he talks about fully splitting with the group he had been traveling with during the crusade, that he opted to wait outside it with the generals, with the squire by the name of Bernardus, and how they watched the soldiers sack the city, and the madness that came over them, and then when the Canaanites entered, how it got worse, how they could see the slaughter and the fires, and then it starts to break off as pieces are missing. They're kind of placed upon little slivers of wood to try to hold them together in there, so they're with the page they belong with. And then it just ends with describing the order of the Lily leaving to enter, and having witnessed what just occurred, deciding to go in themselves and joining part of it.
I'll just basically. Are you like reading over my shoulder, or just kind of chilling out?
I'm chilling. I'm just watching you to see if you glaze over. Beyond that, yeah. No.
I'll describe what the rest of the journal states. So you get the part with the order of the lily and whatnot.
All right.
I think I don't think we're gonna get any more direction for the night.
No.
He's gonna be out for a while.
I do think this was helpful in ways.
Indeed, I noticed. Have you ever dealt with look around, make sure there's no like other guards or anything in here? Just us and the sleeping guy?
Yeah, just you and the sleeping guy.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever messed with or read anything about ghouling, but with people in the when we were reading about wells, it's kind of what it seemed like to me. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I'm not familiar with ghouling in particular.
Well, if a ghoul doesn't feed from its master for a while, it does seem to want to feed from anything. You know, basically the description of what's going on for these people that drank from the well.
Destan, if you would, you can give me a another occult intelligence roll, but the difficulty will be 5. 2 successes. You've not heard the word ghoul. It's not from any language like you can gleam, but what he's talking about does sound a lot like retainers, people that vampires have bound to themselves with blood to do as they do their will during the day. And yeah, if retainers don't get continual feeding, or if they lose their master, they can effectively go feral, or it's not quite the right term. They
Sure, I get what you mean though.
like they get addicted to the blood, but start hunting it on their own instead of having it being given to them.
So it is much like retainers that I am familiar with, at least from a terminology standpoint.
It's an awfully odd thing to happen to people just from drinking water. Probably needs some investigating.
I agree.
Or it's a red herring. Either way, so we've picked up a couple of clues about the well and that Bernardus may have been here a long time. And yeah, that's about it. I think we
Sure.
might well head back, yeah.
I'll leave the pouch of gold
Okay.
next to the book.
All right. We will jump over to Dragomir and Oliver then.
On my way out, I'll warn his guards that he fell out of his chair while he was reading. He might have a headache in the morning.
Okay. The one says, "Well, we did wake him, so he probably wasn't exactly as careful as he should have been. He's excitable and doesn't always sleep proper. It's not the first time." Right.
Maybe let him rest then.
We will. Thank you. Goodbye. All right, Oliver. Dragomir. It's about half an hour, and some a couple of athletic gentlemen with a cart come by. They stop. They kind of look around. They look uncomfortable. where they're at.
I'll walk out to him. Say, were you sent by Dustan? Dustan?
We are from the ancient den. We were told to bring the linen cart here.
Oh. Yes.
To move a person?
Yes, there is a young lady in here who needs to be transported, I believe, to location for safekeeping and observation until she can move to a another location. But it's just important that she remain hidden.
Understood.
Very. She is inside here. Oliver, do you want us to carry her out, or are you okay with them?
Eyes both of them.
Do you want to help? Oversee?
Make a empathy manipulation roll.
Oh, I'm so good
Difficulty 6.
I'm so good at these.
One success. Well, they're not carrying any type of like weaponry. They look like they could easily carry her. One of them looks like they could easily carry her. The two of them could definitely do it. They just seem scared, mostly of the area that they're at, not so much the job they've been sent to do.
Yeah, they look like they can probably do it.
Okay. Gentlemen, I will nod for them to follow me in.
Okay.
I will point out Tiffany on the table there. Don't be alarmed. She might be a little cool to the touch, but everything is fine with her. She's just in a state of resting.
They nod, and one walks over and puts their hands under her shoulders, and the other grabs her by the legs, and they both move her as gently as they possibly can to the cart. All the while trying to make it out of a room that contains you, Oliver, and Victor, attempting to put the door back on.
Victor, can you let them get through real quick?
Yeah.
Wait, really? You're
Thanks.
still working on that?
I had splinters to begin with.
Doing a great job, Victor. I appreciate the work.
I hope that
I'll let him know that you're doing great work as well.
I'll tell him it's okay work.
please don't. Right. Are you going to? We'll have to follow him for a little bit, but are you going to follow him all the way to the destination, or cut off once you're inside the city?
We could probably cut off once we're inside the city.
All right, I'm good with that.
Okay.
She is your cousin. I'm just whatever you want to do. I'm. She's a friend, of course, of for me. But family for you. So
you guys want any help?
is that Victor?
I was gonna say,
asking
is this Victor?
us?
Wait, are you done with the door now?
I was doing the last bit of putting it on.
Oh, I assumed we were already walked away.
You could have asked if that was your plan.
You know what, Victor, how do you feel about bars and brothels?
I like them.
Would I have any coins on me? Potentially. I don't know what my resources are limited, if any.
No, you have
No.
no coins on you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess you could potentially follow those gentlemen and have a good evening at the bar or brothel, and I'm afraid what we'll probably be doing is not going to be very exciting.
I mean, I don't need excitement. Since you're the big guys, the boss man's. What's his name?
Casper.
Casper, yeah.
Yep, you're his cohorts.
Sure, that's a good word for it. Yeah.
I mean, all of you kicked my ass and the ass of the guys that hired me. So I'm not strange to the things you deal with.
Well, it's not necessarily going to be dealing with that tonight. I mean, ours is more.
What he's saying is it's going to be boring.
It probably would be very boring to most people.
I got that.
All right. I mean, if you want to tag along, that's fine.
Would you both kindly give me?
Do I have to do it kindly?
Yep, has to be kindly. An empathy wits roll.
Empathy wits?
Empathy wits.
Okay. 6, normal. Okay.
3.
We both got 3. We get the same information.
He just gave the two of you a really good reason not to let him come along. He was with the group that kidnapped Aisha, and she is on your list of on your itinerary tonight.
That's why I asked if we had to do it politely. I don't want him to come along.
I mean, I'll look at Oliver.
Can I break the door again so he has to refix it?
I just wanted. I wanted the roll politely. You don't have to be kind of.
Don't break my door again, please. I already did that once.
All right. Here's the simple answer. No, you can't come with us.
Okay. I'll go with them then.
Yeah, tell him that Dastan would cover the bill.
Give me your best.
Ah, shit.
It must be your best roll. Subterfuge manipulation roll.
I have a feeling you're great at this.
It'll be contested versus his subterfuge wits roll.
Probably about as good as me. Oh,
Hey!
He looks at you with a little bit of confusion, followed by, "We just met that guy. He's not gonna pay for it. Plus, I think it's his place."
Exactly. That's why it's going to be on him.
I got some coin left over from the wooden nails, plus some. I've scrolled away. I'll just go with that.
yeah, have a good time. Stay away from the girl. Not the girls in the establishment, that girl.
Okay. Sure. You may give me a subterfuge wits roll if you wish. It's not contested. Like, he's not. Make it an empathy wits roll.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry, I was rethinking my decision.
okay. Empathy wits.
You're gonna
Okay. Better.
you get the impression that he's going to keep away from her, but now he wants to know why. And you've piqued his curiosity as why that should matter.
I'm just going to lean in and be like, how mad would Casper be if I just killed this guy?
I'm gonna be blunt here with you, Victor, and say, if you touch or mess with her, what Casper threatened of you will pale in comparison to what Oliver would likely do to you.
Okay. Intimidation, manipulation.
I give a mean face when he says it.
Can I combine my incubus humors with this to make him fearful of me?
Sure, you can. You do get a bonus to your intimidation rolls
Oh, do I?
because of your eyes.
Oh, okay. What do I get for that? Is that just a...
I believe it's +1.
Okay.
I have my notes. I'll just pull them.
I feel like I should get a bonus because of my eyes. All 3 of them.
Do you have the third one open right now?
Yeah, it's always there.
Okay. I thought you had to close some. I thought you had to cover sometimes.
Well, I do have it covered, but it's always there.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. Your difficulty is reduced by 1 because.
Oh, okay. Difficulty is reduced by 1. Oh, that's. I mean. Okay. Can I use the incubus humors though?
Yeah, go for it. He is a ghoul, so you have to treat him like a vampire.
Okay. So his road score.
5.
Is that what I use for the difficulty then? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So 3 successes.
Full 9.
Yeah, he's. I guess Melancholia would probably be the best one against that for me. Maybe.
Or maybe unemotional.
Or unemotional.
Just kill it. But
Yeah.
Good choice.
We'll go unemotional. Yeah.
Unemotional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Failed the roll, so Not surprised. I have one.
Okay. I will roll his opposition. This would be up by 1. Emotional, so we'll leave it flat. Okay. You can no longer like read his face, like what might be going through his mind. It's just kind of gone full resting neutral. It's like the best poker place on the planet. And he just says, okay.
In fact, if you could play some cards or dice, I think you'd have a really great night.
I could fuck this guy over right now if I wanted.
I mean, the question is, do you want to?
No. I don't want to make Casper mad. Could have used my pariah's caress on him. It makes all social interactions harder.
I mean, I don't think that'll make Casper mad.
Great. I'm sending him to the brothel, and he just doesn't care anymore. That's great.
Yeah. You went and turned higher muscle into a sociopath and sent him to a building full of targets.
That's
What could go
bad,
wrong?
right?
All right. I won't get near. Go to the brothel. Okay.
All right, thanks, Victor.
And he follows the cart as they walk away. With the two of you in suit.
Yeah.
That
He really should.
leaving inadvertently going the same direction thing.
He really should have choose my idea. I wouldn't have to pay for anything.
Well, I agree. Do you think that was a bad idea?
What?
I was sending him to the brothel along with your cousin.
I don't know. It's not like he didn't enjoy himself. She's going to be locked away in another room area.
All right.
Or she's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It was like I started like messing with his head. Just like not even really thinking about it. Not sure what that says about me right now. Kind of been a bad night.
Yeah, don't. It's okay. I mean, you know. We like you and all your problems. Taps him on the shoulders. Wait, that's not the hurt one, is it?
No, it's fine now. It's fine.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good. Everything's. You did a great job the other night, by the way. That was fantastic.
Kind of a doctor.
Should we go see Aisha then?
Yes.
All right.
So starting with her, then moving.
Yeah, I think that was the plan because it
Yeah.
was on the way to the well or something like that. I think.
Well, the well is on the way to her.
Oh.
Okay.
Like they're in the same general area, but it is closer to you than her hospital is.
Well,
okay.
let's go to her first anyway, just in case.
You can go to her first.
That's
All right.
fine.
I will follow him.
It doesn't take you long to cross the city. Roughly 30 to 45 minutes to get there. The hospital seems to still be bustling. There is a pyre burning out front.
Oh.
As long as you don't get too close, I won't require the Rorschach roll. But when you open the front door to go inside and check on everything, they have braziers on brass stands with smoldering coals like every 6 to 10 feet. You instantly know that they're trying to get rid of all the bad miasma, whatever's causing the sickness.
Would I have
And
would I have had to roll on the bonfire thing anyway, since I already did once tonight? Like, does it?
no,
Okay.
It-
Because it's still that same night that I went and visited, and I rolled whenever I went there the first time. I didn't know if that would.
yes, it is. It is the same night. Yeah, it's just that there are no longer nuns throwing stuff on the pyre,
Gotcha.
and they've set up these braziers now. So the the hallway when you enter the front door that goes this way is bustling with nuns and nurses. There's what is usually just like an open wide hallway space has been converted to a bunch of temporary rooms with partitions from what you can see. Dragomir, and the first one just inside the wall has been completely closed off, but there is a lot of blood around it
Oh
that's
no.
been roughly cleaned up. So you figure that for whoever died there, they don't want anything touching that area.
Did we? I can't remember if I'd heard about the sickness that was sweeping the city too.
You did,
Yet.
because I believe
Destan had talked about it.
Yeah.
Oliver talked about it when he came back.
Okay. Let's go find Aisha. I'm really curious about what's happening here myself.
Right?
I'm
You may each.
I'm gonna pull like just some clothing up over my face, so I'm acting like I'm trying to not get whatever the sickness is from the people.
Okay. So you're
Just like mouth and nose or something.
pretending to be someone who doesn't want to get sick. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So a alertness perception roll from the two of you, and then just Oliver a expression manipulation roll, since you're pretending.
You said alertness perception.
Alertness perception. Yep.
Jesus, man.
Expression
Heightened senses on that
manipulation.
one, or
Yeah, heightened senses work.
Oh, yeah.
is that
Yeah, heightened senses will work.
just a +1 or lower difficulty? I can't remember.
It just adds your
Auspex.
aspect in, which should be already set.
Oh, it's already there. Never mind. I'm good. Cool.
And two and two.
Yeah. Because I had to roll 2 ones in
Zero.
there. Botch. Man.
Oliver covers his eyes instead of his mouth.
It's so loud in here.
He covers the two and forgets that his hood comes up and shows the third. I'm a Cyclops.
Okay.
My Auspex was not in that. Did I need to like click something?
It's not added in.
Mm-mm.
Perception is 2. It was not. That is weird.
Also, I have like heightened, so technically it would have been like 5 or something.
Well, you only have 1 dot in Auspex.
Right, but I have the merit.
Oh, heightened senses.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your eyes?
I don't know. You never really made me pick. I didn't know I had to. Acute senses. Sorry, not heightened.
Yes, they're very cute. The senses.
Yeah, sure. We'll say it's sight
Up.
from now on.
Okay.
But I don't know. The other one was not added in. It doesn't like me.
Okay. Well, you can add it in if you want.
Yeah, I had 2 successes. It's good enough.
Okay.
I don't know how to like make it go on there though. It's weird.
If you go to after unlocking it, if you go to the gear, you'll have the first settings option will be attributes. So just add in your perception a bonus of 1.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't take the two of you long to spot Aisha at the far end of the hallway that they've got set up. As during your looking around, Dragomir, you notice that Oliver's just pinching his nose.
That doesn't work. Literally looks like you're just trying to not smell someone who farted or something.
Well, to be fair, I'm not trying to smell these people.
Are you what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to look like I don't want to get sick.
That's not how you do it. Most people have to actually like put something above covering their face.
Oh.
You're just pinching your nose. That's better.
Thanks.
So yeah, having maybe corrected Oliver's
Disguise.
Man, I picked a good one on that roll. 1 die. Yeah, Isha's at the other end. She's with a couple other nuns. They seem to be gathering up the linens from one of the beds.
I'll look over at Oliver, wait for him to see what he's going to do since this is his stop.
Go to her.
Oliver.
Hey. Are there many people around?
There's a lot of sick people around.
That was me asking you. Was that
Oh,
you
yes,
answering me?
I
mean...
there's at the moment, there are a couple nuns. There's definitely a lot of sick people around.
I wanted to discuss about my cousin a little bit.
Oh, okay. Follow me. And she looks at the two helping her. She says, I'll be right back. Continue and send someone to attempt to get more. Hopefully, we can purchase some before all the nightly stalls close. Right, this way.
Follows.
Dragomir.
Yes.
She just leads you to a small stairway heading down, and
She takes us to the room that was closed off with all the blood. Nobody will come in here.
all right. What can I do for you?
Well, a slight change on where she'll be. 'Cause we have some things to look into tonight, and no one was going to be around, so a new acquaintance has offered a place for her to be taken care of for the moment. Right now she's at the Ancient Den.
Yeah.
The Ancient Den.
I think that's what it was called.
Yep.
Okay. Where is that?
It's reasonably close to the dung gate. It's a house of entertainment, we'll say. But it's secure, or so we're told.
Okay. So, I've not had a chance to ask. So, I don't think I'd be able to even uh, get her to tonight.
No, you don't have to tonight. This is more of just holding until you got a chance to do whatever you needed.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry about the confusion. All right, the ancient dead.
Also, would you be willing to teach me a little bit? You know, like to help people. Like,
You have a doctor with you. He could
I don't know
teach
how.
you.
I don't know how to ask this. The player doesn't know how to ask it.
Okay. I want to rely on one of your amazing skills.
Oh boy.
Yep. All right.
I love a good roll.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
Expression manipulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
She kind of looks at you blankly. She says, I don't know what you're asking.
Uh, like your abilities? Like you heal people, right?
I do. She kind of looks at you for a moment, like squinting, attempting to like discern whatever meaning is you're hiding behind your inability to ask, and then she's like, oh, now is definitely not a good time for that.
No, just at some point.
I mean, I can. You, um, you, you do know that will what you need to do to learn, right?
Nope. Do I know what I need to do to learn?
You do.
Oh,
Only the physical ones come innately to all vampires, right? Your fortitude, celerity, potence. I lump aspects in there because just seeing better seems like a natural enhancement. But in order to learn anything else, you've had to drink
oh
from
yeah.
your
Wait, I actually know
from your
this.
teacher.
Yeah. Yes, I do know.
And you're willing to risk it.
uh, yes.
Being bound.
I mean, if you're okay with it, I guess.
Not exactly extremely comfortable with it, but I can easily make the necessary uh, I can get over that for you. I mean, there's not a lot of us left, so having more people know it feels right.
Do I know what they're talking about in this regards?
Sure. Give me a occult intelligence roll.
Okay.
Intelligence. You probably don't have any dots in that. Oh.
All right. 3 successes.
That's it sounds like they're talking about her teaching him a discipline.
Okay. Sorry, I missed out on that. What'd you say again?
It sounds like they're talking about her teaching him a discipline.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And from what you rolled, probably one that requires a third eye.
Okay. All right. I'll stay silent.
Give me another one. Since that was just for figuring it out.
Okay. Another occult intelligence.
Yep. Same difficulty. Actually, make it a. That's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's a 4, then that's 2 more successes. But
I was going to say 5.
okay, so it's still 2.
Still 2.
All right.
You know that the salubri discipline, the one that he's trying to learn, specifically has like 2, as far as you know, branches to it. There's a warrior and a healer, and she's definitely got the healing capability. Like capable. Rumors and legends say that they are capable of healing the soul. Those that are extremely powerful in it.
Okay.
Like it's it far exceeds mere bodily harm. It can do that too, but
Right.
it gets powerful.
Okay.
I definitely give off warrior vibes.
Right.
I mean, you're asking to be taught to heal, so that's obvious.
Yeah. And you did try to fix my shoulder, so I kind of understand that you're probably not the healer. So
What the hell?
Once whatever this passage is, we can do that.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
what is this that's been going through here?
I have no idea. It is it feels like madness made physical.
So,
They're
crazy question. You've been having like dreams filled with blood in the streets, feelings of sorrow, apathy.
Not no melancholia, but I have been having those dreams, but I've been living here a while and they recur fairly regularly.
I heard there was blood at the well of Hezekiah.
I had not.
Called the well tender. clean it.
Really?
Yeah, I had a run-in with him earlier this evening, and he's different.
Well, it is my understanding that he is uh, cursed to walk the earth for what he did. Not quite as bad as Cain, but the same. You could
Interesting.
give theology intelligence roll if you want.
Okay. Assuming eidetic doesn't really play into this one, right?
Yeah.
Or analytical, I should say.
And well, could, yeah.
Okay.
4.
4.
It sounds like she's talking about one of many beliefs around what happened to Judas after he hung himself. Some say he was due to him betraying Jesus, he was forced to walk the earth. Some conflate him with the wandering Jew, while others have them being completely separate people. But considering that she herself is dressed like a nun, works in a
Judas
temple
Iscariot.
hospital, she's talking about Judas Iscariot.
Okay. Interesting. You're referring to Iscariot.
I am.
Interesting, because he had such a positive, I guess, aura around him, which seem odd, I guess, for someone cursed in such a way. But maybe he's simply just found purpose. I don't know.
If you find the right one of us, we could have an equally positive aura. We're cursed.
True. Okay. It's just a lot of things coalescing all at the same time. It's just such a...
Yes, something is occurring.
I sworn I heard his voice. Huh. Okay. I was just curious if you had any additional insight on what was going on. So, Oliver, if you don't have anything else.
That was it for me.
All right. Well, I'm sure you and the rest of the nuns here are quite busy.
We are. Would you hold on? DM is asking, would you hold on a moment?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we're leaving right now.
That's fine. You guys have control over it.
I'll wait.
Oh, okay, we're waiting.
I mean, you could leave, I guess.
Victor, what are you doing here? Oh.
Okay. As you're leaving, you feel that she begins to watch you a little more closely, and then she's completely zoned out.
Hey, she's not a watcher.
Think she's watching both of us, or
No, you specifically.
Okay.
That as you're starting to turn to leave, she gets a focused look on her face, and then nothing.
I'm gonna stop for a moment and I guess try to get a look at her and just see if I can just read. Not necessarily using any abilities right now, just more of an empathy check, I guess.
Sure.
The-
Make it an empathy and intelligence roll.
Okay. 2.
You've not seen this look before, but you have a sneaking suspicion you've given this look before. That she seems to be, at the moment, completely drawn in by all the stimuli around her. Everything has overwhelmed her senses and shut her down temporarily.
Okay. I will I'll try to use my incubus humors one again to use sanguine for hope on her, since it seems like she's overwhelmed.
Okay. Her road score is 9.
Nice. That's good. Can I use willpower on this one for a success then? Or is that what?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay. I respect the work that she does anyhow. Okay. 2 successes.
Those successes,
So it lasts for an hour.
as you're finding it actually somewhat difficult to manipulate her humors. It is not often you're forced to contest with someone so close to humanity with doing this. It does seem to make the task take a little longer than you would have hoped. And as you're finishing making the final balance within her, she snaps out of it. So it happens occasionally.
Are you all right?
Oh, I'll be fine. Things can only go up from here, right?
Indeed. You're doing great work.
You as well. Not all have the ability to come here. So your help is always appreciated by us as well as God.
Thank you.
I'm very busy, and I'm sure you gentlemen are as well. So I will hopefully have news for you soon. And she heads back to start cleaning up the area where they were just gathering all the lindens from while you guys were talking.
Okay. We leave all after we leave the hospital, I'll look over to Oliver and be like, did you see her expression? Just kind of
Didn't see it because she didn't have one.
well, yeah, she was just kind of there one moment and then gone.
Yeah, it was weird. Do I get like that sometimes?
No, I mean it's a feeling I can relate to. Sometimes there's just a lot of stuff happening around and it just gets a little bit overwhelming, but I feel like that's just something that I thought that was normally something that was reserved for my type. But
what he's describing sounds very familiar to you. It's only happened to you once, but you attempted to read the wheel on 5 and were drawn in by everything's connection to everything, and it overwhelmed you to the point of temporary catatonia, like 3 to 6 seconds worth of just not being present.
Yeah.
You know it?
Yeah. Felt it once. At the graveyard.
With 5?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'd be interested to hear about it later. To be honest, I'm not 100% aware on what I guess the other clans are capable of. Only in passing, I guess, from our time together and what little my sire was able to teach me. But I tried to fill her with hope, at least. It was difficult.
Tried to fill her with hope?
Yeah, I thought that maybe I thought maybe that there was just something going on that was impacting her and turning her to be a little bit more, causing her to be overwhelmed, and she's one of the good people here, or one of the good ones of our kind here, and she does plenty of good work, and I would hate for her to be overwhelmed.
I agree. She's definitely one of the good ones.
Yeah. Should we head to the well?
Yeah, let's get to the well.
All right.
Alrighty. I think that's where we'll call it for tonight. It's nearing 11, and I've not handed out any experience yet. But before I do that, Oliver,
Uh-oh.
give yourself 1 temporary willpower point.
Oh.
Because with the
I
help of Dragomir, you can't. I know.
I can't.
You're gonna have to make a note of it. With the help of Dragomir, you successfully pretended to be someone who didn't want to smell things.
Yeah.
Or get sick, and successfully pretending to be something else is exactly what gets you your willpower. So, all right. Everybody gets themselves 3 base, just like normal. I'm going to give an extra 1 to Casper and Dastan. You managed to pick a few subjects that were listed as possibilities, but not expected by the writers of the adventure to dig into. So that's what that's for.
Yay!
Good job, guys.
I did the thing. Notes.
All right. Well, that'll be all for us tonight. I do hope you enjoyed us. If you're on Twitch, subscribe to us. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do things in the doobly-doo, all that type of stuff. There, unfortunately, won't be a Adventure of the Outlanders tomorrow night, but they will return next Thursday as if they were this game, but on an off week. They want to be cool over there. We want to be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, tune in for that, and tune in for us 2 weeks from now. I usually have like the best questions to ask on closing, but I've got something else. Tell us about your vampire character. Remember that people of all ages are in the chat and are in the comments, so keep it clean. And see you later. Bye.
See ya.
Laters.